Last weekend, USF's concert chorale performed with the South Dakota Symphony. College Week's Cameron Keys reports.
This past weekend, students in the concert chorale had the opportunity to perform at the Washington Pavilion with the South Dakota Symphony. USF's Director of Vocal Music, Nancy Wilcoxon, says the chorale's involvement in the show was a long process.
Well, it had been something we had done in the past, but it had been a while, and I know Dave DeHoecleaver, who's normally the concert chorale's director, he had kind of been pursuing them to let concert chorale participate, and then we were asked this year to do it.
Senior Brett Quall is a member of the chorale. He says his experience with the symphony was something unique.
It was just phenomenal. I've never had an experience like that. I went to Europe twice, and we went to the cathedrals, and it was very loud. But having two more choirs with you made the noise just phenomenally loud. And having to be able to sing with the symphony was sweet.
Wilcoxon says the chorale spent the entire semester practicing for last weekend's show. She says the preparation was hard work, but the chorale's efforts paid off in the end.
A lot of work, but I think the end result was really great. On Saturday evening, I sat out in the audience, and when it was over, everybody in that audience jumped to their feet and yelled. I mean, it was like being at a football game.
The last chance to catch the concert chorale will be at graduation on May 23rd. For College Week, I'm Cameron Keys.
With graduation approaching, USF seniors are getting ready for a new start. With more, here's College Week's Sarah Bettinger.
The 2010 school year is coming to a close, and USF seniors are approaching the real world. Senior Ronnie Hawkins says he has enjoyed his time at USF and that he is thankful that he was involved during his time here.
That was one of the goals when I came in, is I wanted to get involved in as many things as possible. Just in the media department alone, I've been involved with KCFS for 3 years. I've been the station manager this last year at KCFS. I've written for The Vessel. I've been involved in the College Week project and actually anchored this last semester.
Hawkins says that the best part of his 4 years at USF were building relationships with fellow students.
The best part of USF is definitely the community that you get when you come here. I mean, I'm friends with, or at least I think I'm friends with, most of the people on campus. Stop and talk to them about what's going on in their life, and it's kind of fun to be able to have that kind of small, yet kind of reaching out atmosphere. So that's been really cool for me.
Laura Lee Grimius, another senior at USF, says her position as a resident assistant helped her form better relationships with not only her classmates, but other students as well.
Probably being an RA was one of my favorite things. It was the most fulfilling thing that I've done on campus, just because I got to know a lot of the freshmen that I wouldn't have gotten to know as a junior. And I also got to spend time in the dorms with those people where if I would have just known them through an activity, I would have just been with them during that activity.
Ronnie says that he won't rule out staying in Sioux Falls, but he has always seen himself returning to Omaha, Nebraska, his hometown.
I'd love to. I mean, if the opportunity's there and people, feel that I'm qualified to help, or come back and help, I would love to. It's something like I at least see myself hanging out in Sioux Falls for a while. I guess I've always pictured myself going back to my hometown of Omaha, Nebraska at some point. So. But as far as right now, I mean, I'm committed to staying in Sioux Falls if I can get a job here. So,
though all the seniors will be missed next year, we will not forget their time here. For College Week, I'm Sarah Bettinger.
The theater department gets ready to perform its last show of the year. College Week Chantel Day reports.
With the school year coming to an end, students get ready for their final projects. But for the students in directing class, the final is a little bit different than just writing a paper.
The 1X are for our final project in directing class with Kim Bartling, and we all got to pick a 1-act play and then choose our directors from there.
Students cannot just jump into this class with no theater experience. They must prepare themselves. Kim Bartling says how they go about doing that.
It's a class that they take in their upper junior or senior year as an upperclassman. So typically by that time, most of these students have been in a show. Or they have seen a lot of theater, they're theater majors, so communication studies and theater majors. So they've been exposed to a lot of theater by that time. So they bring that general knowledge into the classroom, and from there then we apply theory. They do one production that is all paper form, and that they hand in an entire prompt book. So they go through the entire process of all their text and style analysis and auditioning and all of those things, and gets handed in paper form.
Alyssa Bosclajana Jr. at the University of Sioux Falls says how the actors were chosen for each of the 9 directors.
We had an audition. We had 2 separate auditions, and in the auditions we do a dry read where some of the directors bring pieces of their scripts and have everybody read through them so we can hear everyone's voices and how they sound with different scripts. And then we did some improv games and got to see people's creativity and see how people work together.
David Bowe, a senior at USF, says how he decided what one act to direct.
The reason I picked the play I picked is because I kind of wanted to do something more lighthearted, more funny, more goofy. A lot of people are doing dramas, so I preferred to do a comedy anyways. And plus, every night during Midsummer, I'd sit there and I'd watch John Hardcastle come out in a dress. And I just thought, how can I use him in my how can I use him in my directing class? Because I knew I'd have to take it before I graduated. And I figured this is the only time it's offered before I graduate, so I have to take it.
Bartling says how the class this year differs from previous years.
I tell you what, this class has been really a smooth class. We've covered more material than we ever have, and so I think that a lot of that is taking off, this weight of having to do like a 45-minute play, because that does require so much more obvious rehearsal time than a 10-minute play would. So they can spend all the time looking at all the elements and not just the rehearsal, because rehearsal is just one aspect of the entire process. We are going to open up next Wednesday, so Wednesday the 12th, and that is a 7 o'clock performance. It's going to be in the Jones Studio Theater in the basement of Jeske. And we're also going to go on Thursday the 13th, and then we are going to do something again a little different, and then we're having a 3 o'clock matinee on Friday the 14th. And again, all 3 of those performances will take place in the Jones Theater.
For College Week, I'm Chantel Day.
Coming up after the break, Michelle Jacobs sits down with Jeff Johnson on Crosstalk. We'll be right back.
It's not like we don't know how to party. Yeah, all right, let's go.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, not too much. Just watching some TV.
Awesome.
Really cold morning.
Yeah, but there's nothing good on.
From the Jeske Fine Arts
Hey
Center,
guys,
campus of
College Week is
University of
on.
Sioux Falls, this is College Week.